Hi and welcome to the Mathemagic channel. Today we look at the square root of x minus 1 plus the square root of x minus 2, and we need to make that equal to 1. How do we do it? Watch the video and find out. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to our channel to support us so that we can bring more videos to you. Now, the first thing to realize here is that we have a square root added to another square root, and this is going to be equal to a whole number. So it's pretty safe to assume that the square root of x minus 1 is going to bring you an integer value, and the square root of x minus 2 is also going to bring you an integer value. And for two numbers which are integers to add up to 1, well, they can't both be 1. So maybe the first one is 0, and then the second one is 1, and you'll get 1. Or the first one is 1, and the second one is 0, and this will lead to you getting 1. So let's think about ways where the first bracket is equal to 0, or the first root rather is equal to 0. Well, imagine that x is 1, so that would lead to x equal 1. So if x was equal to 1, what would happen? So is that something viable? Well, you would have the square root of 0 plus the square root of 1 minus 2, which is the square root of a negative number, and this would lead you to a math error because you cannot have a negative number. So for the first root to be equal to 0, it doesn't make a ton of sense, and we're going to reject the fact that x is equal to 1. So we can keep that in mind and say x is not equal to 1. Now, how would we go about the second root being equal to 0? Perhaps we can say that this is 2, and therefore we would have the following solution. We could say that we have the square root of 2 minus 1 plus the square root of 0, and that would be equal to the square root of 1 plus 0. The square root of 1 is 1, so this would be equal to 1, which is very good and is equal to the solution that we wanted. Now, of course, you might be expecting that we solve this solution with a huge amount of algebra, maybe raising both sides, squaring both sides, rearranging, substituting, and doing changes of variables and so on. And most likely, if you do all that, which is absolutely possible, you will find the value x equal 2. So the solution to this question is x equal 2. And I hope you're not disappointed by thinking that we should be raising both sides to the power 2, squaring all the square roots, cancelling factors out, and doing a lot of complicated algebra, possibly some changes of variable, just to end up with the same answer, which is x is equal to 2. Now, the first square root is the square root of x minus 1, and then we have the square root of x minus 2. These two components need to add up to 1. So one of them has to be 0, one of them has to be 1. And that's all there is to it, because square roots are going to be positive. So I don't think that there's much value in doing all that complex algebra for a question like this, even though it might be good practice. Sometimes it's really nice to take the faster way and the more intuitive way. Or sometimes it's just nice to see through a question and understand that this is all there is to it. Thank you for following the Mathemagic channel. I hope you found this short video informative. Even though it's a much simpler solution than you could have expected, sometimes this is the best way to go. Make sure you support our channel with a like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, and we shall see you on the next video.